you don't get the show?
I remember, like, I want to say it was about a year ago, and I remember there was some crazy shit that here in Massachusetts that people were protesting against. The height of the protest was a dozen people went out to one of like the major roads that connected to a highway and laid themselves out across the highway to stop traffic for an hour. And it was an hour because that's when the cops came in and were like, all right, you've had your hour, boop, and they arrested everybody. But that wasn't a single bottle thrown, single rock thrown. They had their signs. They sat in the road. They said, this is what we're protesting. And the cops came up and they were like, you guys protest? Y'all got an hour to get the fuck off the road. They sat there at an hour and 1 minute. They're like, all right, y'all are going to jail. And that was it.
You know why that don't happen in Miami? Because they would have ran the motherfuckers over.
Oh, they would have ran the motherfuckers over.
They'd be like, or like, oh shit, speed bump.
Crazy Cuban drivers like, yo, man, I got to get to work, man. Fuck this shit. And they would have run the motherfuckers over. They would have fucking plowed through that shit. That protest that would have lasted a whole 5 minutes. And you're like, shit, I ain't getting to work late. Fuck this.
I think that's why there's the only parades they have in Miami are on Biscayne Boulevard, because that's the only place that the drivers here respect parades. They're like, oh wait, maybe Calle Ocho.
Calle could get by us. That's one of those things like they're
that and Biscayne Boulevard. That's the only two places. Anywhere else, they're like, like, why are these people in the road? Plow them over.
That's because fucking people are like, oh, they doing the parade on Calle Ocho. Fuck it, I go up to Bird Road. It's okay. Like, there's so many other roads around Calle Ocho that you can get around that shit. The same thing with Biscayne.
All right, look. We've been too serious, man. We had to get on the rant. You know, we had to be serious.
Yeah, we've been going on this bitch for about half an hour already. God damn it.
All right. We're gonna have a little fun.
All right,
but
little more wine. All right, we can go.
Oh wait, you're drinking wine out of? Is that a measuring cup?
This is a Pyrex, beautiful little like beaker, little mug.
Is that so you can know your alcohol level?
This is so you know exactly how many milligrams or milliliters of wine you are taking in. Wonderful gift from my wife that got given to it at a science convention.
And you're drinking wine out of that?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know that's the male equivalent of drinking wine out of a box?
Hey, don't bash box wine. That shit's good. Some of the best wines they got now are out of boxes, all right?
No, it's true. I actually had some of that box wine. I went over to this lady's house and she was drinking box wine. And I was like, is that stuff good? She's like, here, have a glass. And next thing you know, I was watching The View. I was like, what the fuck is this shit?
Let me tell you, as someone that went to culinary school and shit, like before it was fucking frowned upon to freaking get wine with a twist off cap. And now, like, there's some like monstrous wines that are coming out on twist offs, and they were saying that the biggest reason why they're switching to twist off caps is they're running on a shortage of cork to put the cork into the bottles, because if you have like really good wine, you're going to want natural cork wood, and not enough people are recycling the corks. And the big thing is that they found, because there were vineyards that when twist off caps first started coming out, they actually started testing just to see, because the biggest thing with wine, as you know, is the integrity of how it tastes. And they didn't want anything messing with that. And they found that in the time that they tested out the twist off caps with the cork, the wine tasted just as good and actually didn't degrade in flavor or anything like that compared to the actual cork. So it was actually better than a cork stopper in wine. And on top of that, they said the only reason though that a lot of vineyards still use the cork is because it would cost them way too much money to like switch over to the twist offs. But they're like slowly but surely, there's vineyards that are switching over, and they're doing that just to save the freaking the cork trees.
I could see that the purists would be like, what twist off? I never.
No, I would never drink such a thing. How could you? Oh my God.